They've introduced infrared cameras in the house. We're excited about the prospect of some nocturnal activity. Bill Oddie hopes to see a badger. Sean, back over to you. What do you think the nation have been discussing this week?
Well, the bumblebee crisis.
What now?
What? The bumblebee...
Shit! Don't panic! Don't panic! No one panic!
Calm down, it's...
What are you talking about? What bumblebee crisis?
You don't know.
No. In the paper, when it says BB crisis, you know that's Big Brother, don't you?
Female bumblebees, which apparently are the zealous, hard-working sex, are turning into fat, lazy males. This is a crisis because although bumblebees don't make honey, they do a lot of bumbling. And bumbling levels have reached a record low, and it is a real problem.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of lady bees turning into lady boys?
Exactly.
So bumblebees, you're saying, don't make honey?
No.
Right, they just bumble around.
They just bumble, and neither do they sting.
What do they do? Little fat, lazy shits. Do they do anything? Am I dreaming, or is Richard Madeley talking about bees?
So I can check if that's in the top 5.
I don't think it probably is.
Well, I think people have got to be talking about the shock horror news that Coldplay have been knocked off the #1 spot by...
Jack Shearer.
Crazy Frog.
That's more annoying than the Crazy Frog.
You don't have to pixelate her genitals, so...
Chris Martin has said he wants to catch him and eat his legs. But he's never going to do it. In the video, there's some guy in a rocket bike chasing him. He can't do it.
What, so you're saying the Crazy Frog?
It's got to be there.
Let's see if it's there.
Yeah.
Yes! Yes, the Crazy Frog was the most talked about thing this week. The creator of the Crazy Frog has said, and I quote, "I would never have it on my phone. If it came on the television, I would turn it off. Even before it went on the website, I began to hate myself." He added, "Bing, bada, bing, 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 bing." 2 more to get. Come on, Dave.
Is it anything to do with the fact that the postal service have had the prices of stamps frozen? I mean, I'm not being unsympathetic, but why should they raise the price of stamps? Because what do the actual postal service do, right? All they do is they collect a letter from a box, right? They stick it in a sorting office, then somebody else takes it to a train station, who takes it up north to Newcastle, and then another bloke picks that up from there, takes it to another sorting office, he'll then sort it out again, and then he'll give it to another man who gets on a bicycle and rides for 4 miles on his bike in the rain and delivers it to someone in the middle of nowhere, right? And they want 22p for that. It's a rip-off, isn't it? Oh, what a
I was intrigued by this. I don't know if you saw this, that Tesco are now... you can get funerals at Tesco, which is fantastic, isn't it, really?
You can get funerals at Tesco?
Oh, shop till you drop, yeah.
What is it? Oh! That's not one of the 5 big talking points this week. I'll tell you what, we've got 2 more to get. Fingers on buzzers. Buzz in if you think you know what the people have been talking about this week.
Yeah,
okay?
buzz.
Sean.
I think it has to be the rejection of the European Constitution by the French and the Dutch. Have said no, and ni.
I mean, the great thing is that now we don't have a referendum, because has anybody any idea what you'd be voting for?
I've got no idea at all.
Does anybody have any idea?
Yeah, it's obvious. You're voting about whether Liverpool should be in Europe now.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Well, let's have a look and see if the European vote was up there. Yes, it was. Sean, over to you. What do you think people have been talking about this week?
What about Mike Tyson giving up boxing to become a wedding planner?
Would you get most of your news from Take a Break magazine?
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you know when they reported it to Evander Holyfield, they went to him and said, "Tyson's given up," and he went, "No." They said, "Yeah, he's actually given up," and he went, "I can't believe me ear."
I can tell you it wasn't in the top 5. It was the 19th most talked about thing this week. Mike Tyson has announced this week that he wants to quit boxing. He said that he wants to become a Christian missionary. Though when asked to make the sign of the cross, he said, "Arrgh." OK, you've got 3 more to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Prince Harry at Sandhurst.
Yeah, so this is the story of a Sun journalist breaking into Sandhurst with a fake bomb.
But the thing is, they're always doing this, aren't they? The tabloids, the Sun and the Mirror, they're constantly, like, you know, trying to breach security arrangements. And I imagine every time Al-Qaeda read it, they just go, "Ah, I wish we'd thought of that."
Claudia, are you worried about Harry's safety?
Yes. I was undecided. It was 50... Well, yes, a little. Well, I think...
You haven't thought about it, have you?
No.
You said they took a fake bomb in there, which basically is anything, isn't it? You know, a brush is a fake bomb, isn't it?
Well, let's have a look and see if this was one of the most talked about things this week.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it was. This is the story of a Sun journalist who smuggled a fake bomb into Sandhurst. Harry was initially excited. He thought they'd smuggled in a bong.
Is it the story about people trying to sell, the ticket touts trying to sell on eBay, the Live 8 tickets? Because I was disgusted by that, as everybody was.
What did you bid?
I wouldn't bid, honestly. I was disgusted. Like, Bob Geldof said boycott it for a week, but they backtracked, so I didn't bother. But at one point, I was going to get me snuff movies and me ivory chess set from somewhere else. And then...
When you say snuff movie, it's some old bloke going...
Yeah. Just going, bloody weather.
Let's have a look and see whether the Live 8 eBay ticket fiasco was one of our most talked about stories.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's the second most talked about thing this week. You've got one more to guess.
Is it by any chance the world debt? The fact
Tell
that
me
they're
more.
going to reduce the world debt. The Western world is going to reduce the African debt, and it's going to work out to about £1 per person per year, right? Which I thought, that's quite good, isn't it? £1. I'm quite happy to give that to solve. But then they said, for 10 years. I was thinking, that's £10, isn't it?
Oh, how tight are the Northerns? Oh.
How pompous are the Southerners?
Not very pompous at all. Well, shall we have a look and see whether the debt cancellation is one of our top 5 talked about stories? Yes, I can tell you that the G8 leaders have pledged to drop $40 billion worth of debt. Well, they haven't actually cancelled the debt. What they've done is they've consolidated it into one easy monthly payment. Rwanda gets a charming carriage clock. And don't worry, Chad, no salesman will call. The next round is called The Poll with a Hole. We've looked through hundreds of surveys, past and present, from around the world and unearthed some fascinating facts. Unfortunately, each statistic is missing one salient piece of information, so it's up to our panellists to fill in the gaps. OK, Sean Steen, you are first. 80% of Daily Mail readers don't like what?
Reggae.
They don't like anything, do they? If they had their way, one end of the Channel Tunnel, a big cheese grater, wouldn't it?
Neglect.
Yeah.
I like the way you immediately gave it a name in French.
Did I?
Yeah,
Do you know what it was? I thought that and didn't say it, but obviously I said it.
Is it people whose houses are on wheels? Who like to move about a bit? Settle down for a couple of weeks, burn a few tyres and then move on.
Don't like the way that George Eliot's Mill on the Floss ended. Found it a little downbeat.
It's something rude.
Gay sex?
No,
gag balls.
Ribbing a chimp, they don't like that.
Where might they see sex?
On the
Eddie
telly?
Petty.
Everywhere.
Correct. 80% of Daily Mail readers don't like sex on TV. If you're a Daily Mail reader, look away now.
That's actually quite erotic.
Yeah.
OK, I can't tell you the source of this one, Dave's team, because it would give it away. 80% of doctors are in favour of what?
Kissing it better.
Is it working from home?
80% doctors are in favour of Dr. Fox being struck off.
Is it acupuncture? Only I've had it and it works, you know, it's good. But I always wonder, how did they ever get that past the medical council, that's sticking pins in you? And how did it ever come about? Was it two samurai warriors centuries ago going, ching, 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 oh, my headache's gone.
Do you know if it goes wrong, do you have to use an acupuncture repair kit?
It's 80% of doctors are in favour of chloramphenicol for red eye in children. This is from a survey that featured in the Daily Express in December 2004. 50% of people can't explain what is.
Is it Kamal from Big Brother?
Sillet bang. What is sillet bang?
What?
What? I don't know, I found it in the bathroom the other day. I'm reading it because I'm on the toilet. And, well, you do, don't you? I've done the bleach, I've done the sif. Sillet bang, and there's no ingredients on it. It's very Moorish.
I'll give you a clue. Something to do with finance.
Bank.
Yeah, bank. Yeah, seriously.
What's a bank?
What is a bank? My friend said to me, what's a building society? He said, I don't know what a building society is. And I said, what's a bank? I don't know what a bank is. I don't know what it is. What is it? They say that they've got your money, you know, and
then you go in and they give it to you.
Yeah. Usually they have.
I mean, it's not really as easy as that sometimes. You know, they make it difficult for you, you know, and they give you interest and but somehow like they invest your money in things and
I feel like, Peter, you're auditioning for the thickest man in Europe.
Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
50% of people can't explain what an overdraft is. I'll tell you what, give me your PIN number and I'll show you. So at the end of that round, it's 5 points for Sean's team and 5 points for Dave's team. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is word association. We've polled the nation and asked people to give us the word or phrase that popped into their heads when we said the following things. OK, everyone, here's your first clip.
And here comes Alan Collier from Doncaster. His hobbies include Taekwondo, which is a form of the martial arts, a bit like karate. You do not argue with Alan Collier.
That was Alan Collier, winner of the 1980 Yorkshire Disco Dance Championships. What I'm looking for is the top 3 things the British public said when we said the 1980s.
Can I just say, isn't television shit nowadays? If that was on every channel, 24 hours a day, I'd have square eyes.
I like to have him in a snow shaker. just constantly dancing like that.
What must his life have been like in Yorkshire? The locals must have constantly been laying siege to his house like the end of Frankenstein or something. Kill the disco dancer.
He's just great, isn't he, Alan Collier?
Can we watch it again?
That's all right. Have another look.
And here comes Alan Collier from Doncaster. You do not argue with Alan Collier.
Not only do you not argue with Alan Collier, you don't talk to him.
Had he just come from the pits when he dressed like that? Do you reckon he talked like that? And he was like, now, zip.
Is this why they started closing down the mines? Because this is what they were getting up to.
Top 3 answers that the public most associated with the 1980s.
Orgies. Thatcher.
Yes, it is. Second most commonly associated phrase with the word or phrase with the 1980s.
Aha!
Do you mean the band, or have you just thought of something brilliant?
The band. Or, as they're known in more curious countries, aha!
I can't decide if it's Fame the Musical or the Iranian embassy siege.
You were quite close with Fame.
Leroy.
Leg warmers.
Leg warmers. Yes, it was.
Wow.
You've still got to get the most commonly associated word with the 1980s.
The mullet. The mullets were big, weren't they?
I am going to give you that. Yes, the phrase most associated with the 1980s was bad hair. OK, here's your next one. That was, of course, the world-famous water-skiing monkeys of Japan to illustrate the word animals. Fingers on buzzers, what word or phrase did the nation most associate with animals?
You think they would have put those monkeys on those inflatable bananas? It would have looked more...
I think this is the new Neverland. Jackson's latest project.
The thing is, they wouldn't do it if they didn't like it.
Exactly.
They love it.
Yeah.
They've got the option to bail out and have a swim.
Well, since the PG Tips work dried up, you know, they're all working as reps now. I just don't know how a monkey is driving a speedboat. Because you can't trust a monkey. You can train it, you can never trust it.
Yeah. You speak from bitter experience,
Yes,
I imagine.
I do.
If they can send a monkey into space, surely this is nothing. Surely this is a step down for the boys.
It's just the monkeys at NASA pissing about on the day off.
having a bit of me time.
When we said animals, what do you think popped into the British public's minds?
Shagging. When I was a kid, dogs on our street, you couldn't go out in the street. They were just doing it, weren't they? Just pushing each other up and down the street. My mum told me they were dancing.
That story is both quaint and disgusting.
It is. And very unsettling, because the first school disco I went to, I got expelled. Is it super furry?
The number one answer was fur. OK, what other word would you associate with animals? You're absolutely right.
That never happened on Family Fortunes, did it?
What other word would you associate with animals? What are they? They're lovely.
Adorable.
Adorable is along the right line.
Lovable.
Friendly.
Cute.
Cuddly.
Cute. Who said cute? You were right. Time for What's the Poll? I'm going to show you 5 people who were all popular answers on the same poll. All our panellists have to do is tell me, what's the poll? Here is your first one.
And the relationship between Mary and this dog is sensational to watch. Oh, this is delightful. And it's almost telepathic. She's using mostly just little signals, not commands. Oh, stunning. Wonderful. What a performance.
What poll do you think dogs might have appeared on?
Is this dogs with specs or just dogs in general?
A friend of mine had a dog, and this is true, it's got a lisp, this dog. And when it barks, it goes like this, it goes, "Rouse!" And then it developed a stammer, and it goes, "Rouse!"
The dogs are a man's best friend, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, is it something to do with a poll of best friends who have at one time or another shit in your kitchen?
No. OK, let's have a look at the next person on the poll.
I didn't move!
Athlete John Drummond there getting upset to illustrate the Olympics. What poll do you think might have featured the Olympics and dogs?
Is it things that postmen hate? Because postmen hate dogs, and they hate the Olympics.
Why?
Well, the Olympic Village, they go there, and it's just, you know, Saeed Asu Wara Wara, and they've just got to go and find him, haven't they? You ever seen a postman in Olympic Village? Just...
Dogs are going to be allowed into the Olympics. Swimming.
I'd like to see a 24-hour Vic Reeves news channel.
You're in luck.
Yeah.
I actually thought I was appearing on Eat Out of Tin Cans. Well, we would just have to eat out of tin cans and enjoy it for half an hour. That's why I went on this show.
Let's have a look at the next person on the list.
She knows hubby has to work hard, but if only he could be in punctually sometimes. Ah, there he is now. She's heard it plenty of times before, but she actually believes that stuff about being kept at the office.
No, I won't work too hard. I'll be home as soon as possible. Ah, that was the phone. I must go now. Goodbye, darling.
Mobile phones there. Television companies have been accused of profiting from mobile phone voting. If you want to hear the punchline to that joke, text moron to the number on your screen now. What poll do you think mobile phones, the Olympics and dogs might have appeared on?
I know. David Beckham. He did a telephone advert.
Yeah?
Football is going to be in the Olympics, and
yeah.
Beckham rides a dog when he comes on the pitch.
It was so good, but he sort of fell down on that third one, I felt. OK, let's have a look at the next person.
Milo! A snake! A snake? Where? In the garden. You didn't touch it, did you? No, I didn't. Oh, good. Where is it now? I don't know. I left Doodles with... Doodles? It's probably eaten Doodles!
That was the Tweenies.
The Tweenies are pretty terrifying. Yeah. They look sort of like a normal family that live under a mobile phone mast.
Children like dogs, the Tweenies, the Olympics and mobile phones.
Let's have a look at the next thing on the list.
To be attractive, you just have to know that you are and just be happy with yourself no matter what you look like. And then you'll be attractive because everybody's beautiful.
Paris Hilton there. What poll do you think they all might have appeared on?
I think, is it things that they've got other names for? Like, she's got a Paris Hilton. Her real name's Reading Travelodge. Olympics. A lot of people just go, Olympics, innit? Can I have the points?
I think Paris Hilton is the big clue here.
So she had sex on the internet, and the tweenies have had sex on the internet.
Is it things people have been searching for on the internet?
Yeah, Frankie Moore, that's the correct answer. They all appear on a poll of the most searched words on the internet. The next round is called The Poll with a Hole. We've looked through hundreds of surveys, past and present, from around the world and unearthed some fascinating facts. Unfortunately, each statistic is missing one salient piece of information, so it's up to our panellists to fill in the gaps. 7 out of 10 adults are unaware that there is an £80 on-the-spot fine for what?
Is there an £80 on-the-spot fine for letting your kids scream and run around?
It is to do with kids.
Is it threatening to shut them in the car? Because, like, we had our son Jack, he was about 6, and he was really infuriating everybody, right? I used to say to him, if you don't behave yourself, you're going to the car. And on this occasion, it was Sunday lunch in a pub, and he wouldn't shut the up. So I pictured him.
He's a proud dad.
It's OK, he's 19 now, I still do it. Put him over my shoulder and started to walk out through... And everyone was really glad, right? People like you. Nice one. Thanks, Dad, you're doing it. So I said, come on, we're going to the car. And we weren't really. Just going out the front, a little word, and then come back. Going out through all these people and the tables, and he's a little sod. He suddenly got the idea of going to above my head to the public, and he said, "Not the car! Not the car!" Right? I think, no, you're coming to the car. And he says, "Help!"
It's buying something you shouldn't.
Alcohol underage.
Correct.
Alcohol underage.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, 7 out of 10 adults are unaware that there is an £80 on-the-spot fine for buying alcohol for minors, but it's worth it just to see their little drunken faces. Kids slur the funniest things. 71% of Brits agree that what is an acceptable pastime?
What about sex?
Sex?
Yeah.
Do you only find sex acceptable?
That's what I tend to say after sex. I tend to say that it was acceptable.
Is it acting? Acting isn't acceptable. It's not a proper job, is it?
Bollocks.
No, it's just you've got to read out loud without giggling. Really, that's it.
I was sat next to an actress at a dinner and she was talking about, God, it's so hard. We sit in this trailer all day long. I'm like, yeah, right, you get paid like £9 million per movie. Shut up.
Who was the actress?
Not telling.
Come on. Come on, name that bitch.
Patricia Routledge.
No.
That's Patricia Routledge getting £9 million a movie. Come on, who is it?
I think she's cracking.
I'll tell you what, we'll put you in the car. It won't be the first time me and Richard Madeley have bundled a young lady into the back of the car.
Can you give us a clue?
It involves holding something in your hand.
Angling? Going to be fishing.
Exactly the right answer, Neil Morrison.
I thought so.
So that means that quite a large percentage of British people think that angling is completely unacceptable.
Yeah. And they're running on the riverbank, pushing them in.
Angling is totally unacceptable.
Here's your next one. 10% of dinner ladies see what as essential?
Is it food?
What about Topless Friday?
No fried food today.
Come on. I'll give you a clue. It's to do with a kitchen implement.
Axe. An axe.
What about like a serving spoon?
That would be higher than 10%, I feel.
Yes, yeah. No, a lot of them just do it with their hands. Like that. There you go.
Well, I have to tell you, I can't believe you haven't guessed. 10% of dinner ladies think salad spinners are essential.
Oh.
Sean, Jade, Reginald, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Well, I think definitely the Winter Olympics. The thing I find really fascinating is the judges in the ice skating. They're just so harsh. Because you can see in ice skating, do amazing things like leap in the air, do 3 twists, come down on one leg, skate off, spin round, and we're all going, that's amazing. And the judge goes, moved his head. I'd like to see what score I'd get on the ice.
Have you ever skated before?
A little bit, but I'd be clinging to the side. What score I'd get? Well, I get like 0.1.
Well, we win very little, so we could introduce events that we'd have a chance of winning over here that we're good at in this country. Sliding down a hill on a bin bag. They'd be at the top of the hill at Swiss going, what do you think, Hans? We'd be halfway down. Come on, Billy! Trees, in and out of trees. We could have old men clearing the path relay.
Pissing in snow.
Yeah.
Writing your name.
I love the curling, do you not? I can't go to bed if curling's on. 6-pack bag of nuts, I'm up all night if curling's on. I'm like, that me. Use your brush, use your brush!
I think it'd be nice if in the middle of the target they had a hole and you heard a big sploosh.
Yeah. Do you know this year one of the English teams said it, the ice is not up to the standard it should be for Olympics, and so it's not as exciting as it should be.
Hey, how you gonna have the Winter Olympics and not have a snowball fight? They should have a snowball fight, everybody wearing a flag representing their country, and whoever just get bust dead center in the head. Boosh!
If we drew Germany in the semi-finals, whoa!
It'd be bloodshed.
Get some calling, Billy, get some calling. Hey, come on.
Can I just say, are you sure you know what you're talking about? Because I didn't think the Olympics even started, because I thought you was having it here.
No, you're absolutely right. The Olympics isn't on. I'm mental. I don't know what I was going about. What are you talking about? The Winter Olympics? Will you shut up? We're just mad.
That's the beginning, because it's going to be in here somewhere.
When is it here?
Yeah.
When's it here, Jade?
I don't know. That's why I'm a bit confused if he's on now.
No, you might be right. Jesus Christ, you better tell Hazel Irvine and the whole British team out there reporting these crazy foreigners slipping about on the ice.
I thought you might be watching that celebrity ice skating thing.
Have you been watching celebrity ice skating and you got confused?
No.
You know, that's the first thing I flick on when I come home in the evening. I don't want to drink, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to touch nobody's ass, I want to watch celebrity ice skate. That's me, yeah.
There's not enough dogs on ice. Take a dog into the middle of an ice rink, put it down, go off to the edge, shout it.
Well, let's have a look and see whether the Winter Olympics is one of the most talked about things this week.
Oh, it is?
Yes, the Winter Olympics kicked off last week. Britain's Tom Clemens took part in the 10K skiing sprint. He had to be content with 79th position. He was beaten by Spring. A scientist had to invent a new metal for his medal, Lastium. The next round is called Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Sean, Les and Christian, have a look at this clip to illustrate your statistic.
No, that's what you can do if you want to do. Look, I'm down bloody here and don't bloody come down bloody like a bloody press friend of mine. Fuck asked you to come in and have a cup of tea and you're telling me what the Jesus Christ couldn't tell me what the do, never mind you.
Sean's dad there.
I like the idea that he's going towards Shane Ritchie doing a Daz advert. I'll give you 2 for this.
OK, here is your related statistic. Britain is the angriest nation in Europe. True or false?
How would you measure who's angrier than who? If you took the Scots out, we'd probably be all right.
I don't know. I think English football fans are the only people who, when they visit another country, the police there have to go into special training weeks. And you know that every time there's like a tournament in Spain or something, the local police are all in a field beating cows to death with a truncheon. Get some practice in.
Yeah, but Scotland, I went to Scotland once when all the rugby was on, and all there was like fat men with no tops on kicking each other in the street.
That was our Mardi Gras.
But we can't be the angriest nation. I mean, we get angry, but we just get quite vexed, don't we? We never follow it through. If you're on the phone to somebody getting really, really annoyed on the phone, our idea of getting angry is getting angry when you've hung up. And then so you go, yeah, right, yeah, no, you see, you're not, yeah, OK, right, oh, fair enough, yeah. You wanker!
People argue with me, they say I'm Keith Chegwin, and I say, no, I'm not. And they say, yes, you are. And they row with me. I'm not Keith Chegwin, you bloody are. I'm Les Dennis, don't be ridiculous, he's dead. Actually, had somebody say that to me.
Bless him.
Can we just get on with this?
He looked at you like you were a young monkey. Like he was just going to rip you apart like that chicken wing.
That looks like... That's me after meeting your mum. Britain is the angriest nation in Europe. True or false? What do you think, Sean?
No, it's false. It's the Swiss. They're livid.
you're going for false?
False.
False.
You are right. I can tell you that the answer is false. Britain is Europe's second most angry country after Portugal. Yeah. Which means that Portugal go on to meet Iran in the final. Dave, Chantal and Frankie, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Danke. Bitte sehr.
I know what that is. Wasn't that the day that you visited Scotland?
Well, those footballers, they love a sail. OK, your related statistic is 12% of British men admit having been reduced to tears during a shopping trip. True or false?
I only cried once, and it's when I went to DFS and bought a sofa full price.
The one day of the year.
I've been very upset by stuff I've bought. I fell out with this girlfriend of mine because you know, she's getting really upset because she thinks there's a big difference between, like, semi-skimmed and banana-flavoured milk. It's milk! Come on! That's just nitpicking.
I've been in a supermarket and people come and say, "What are you doing here?" You know, and I'm like, "Well, I'm doing my shopping. Every now and again, I've got to eat." It's kind of like they think there's a celebrity Asda somewhere, you know, that we all go to.
There is actually, Les. You haven't been invited.
That was nice, the little showbiz. Yeah. OK, so 12% of British men admit having been reduced to tears during a shopping trip. True or false? What do you think?
We all think it's true.
You think it's true? Well, I'm afraid you're wrong. Actually, just 3% of men have broken down and cried during a shopping trip. In their defence, they were shopping for their wife's coffin. It's the one she would have wanted. What, the first one you saw? Yeah. Every week, 4,000 Britons are hospitalised through DIY accidents. Is that true or false?
I've never met anyone who's been involved in a DIY accident or even heard a story about someone who's been involved in a DIY accident.
Yeah, but you move in the right circles to hear the DIY stories.
I've built stuff.
Yeah?
What have you built?
Nothing.
God help the woman who marries you.
Why?
Because you don't... What do you do then?
I'm an attractive prospect, Tricia.
Are you good around the house, Emo?
No, my light bulb burns out, I sell the house and move.
I bet Dave does DIY. You look kind of a
No,
DIY.
I don't, and I think that's probably, you know, people do get hospitalised because men are generally shit at DIY. The ones who are good at DIY do it for a living, basically.
Why are men on this planet? If you
All right,
cannot put out
Tricia,
the rubbish
OK.
into DIY,
OK.
why are you here?
Bridges, roads, hospitals, everything you can think of that's ever been invented.
Western civilization, in short.
But Sean, if we don't give you a little bit of how's your father, never mind about building...
How's your father? How is it way back there in the 50s?
I'm trying to be polite on the television. All right,
Have you seen your show?
Never mind building civilizations. You can't last 2 days without a bit of sex.
Listen, you shelf hooer. You're putting out... Is your house just covered in shelves? Your husband's going, it's brilliant. Every time I put one out,
No.
she puts up.
He can't. He can do a bit of deal.
Can he?
Yeah.
I bet his shed's fantastic.
His shed is great.
He's got an amazing shed at the garden.
Yeah.
With a combination lock on there, a drawbridge, everything. I'm in the shed, he's got a gun turret. No! I'm in the shed! Yeah, just stuff!
OK, so every week, 4,000 Brits are hospitalised through DIY accidents. Is that true or false?
I think it's an absolute scandal, that statement. It's foul calumny. It's absolute nonsense. Poppycock. Absolute balderdash.
What are you saying? Just give me an answer.
No.
You're saying no. You're saying it's false.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying it's false.
I can tell you that the answer is, in fact, true.
Yeah.
4,000 Brits are hospitalised each week through DIY accidents. I once had a serious DIY accident. The phone rang while I was using a nail gun. OK, Dave, Tricia and Justin, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
What the hell?
I'll take care of this. Look, buddy, I don't know who you are,
but I'm gonna kick your ass. What are you doing with my wife?
What? Not your wife, mister.
Shut up, Anna. Look, that's it, man.
That's the best episode of Lovejoy ever. Here is your related statistic. 64% of men believe they have a higher pain threshold than women. Is that true or false?
You don't get colds, do you? You get the flu.
Yeah, but that's not pain, is it? Pain's like getting your d caught in your flies. That's real pain.
No, real pain is giving birth. It's like, as Diana Ross once told me, it's like in a fridge.
I read in Cosmopolitan, I was in some doctor's surgery, it said the most painful thing that a woman can have done is have the nipples clamped. And I thought, no, having them towed away has got to be worse. But I think, actually, having said all that, women do have a higher pain threshold because they go through all sorts of stuff just to feel and look good. It is all painful stuff you put yourself through just to attract, well, just to look good and feel good. And for us, it...
You were going to say attract men,
well,
weren't you?
in a way, yeah, in a way. But, I mean, there's a bloke in Leigh this week got arrested for shagging a frozen turkey, so, you know what I mean? It's like...
So we're wasting our time, is that what you're saying?
Tricia, you're in a really bad mood tonight, aren't you?
Well, just
questioning everything.
Because I'm the only girl here. No, I'm not. Alex is the other girl.
Do you have a pop at our little Alex?
No, Alex is more of a girl than I am. He's all sweet.
Why would you say I was a girl?
But you're sort of all, you know, I can't do it.
Is that your impression of me?
You're sort of...
Are you sitting there doing an impression of me? Are you sitting there doing a...
No, you're all sort of delicate.
I can be fairly rugged.
Go on, then.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Let's have some ruggedness.
Yeah, let's see rugged.
So anyway, I was watching the football.
Yeah?
Yeah? I don't know if I can pull it off. Really?
Yeah, just push me. Just a push.
Hang on. Yeah!
Oh, my hero.
Shut up, Tricia!
The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Dave, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
There are many modern cults, but only transcendental meditation will teach you to fly.
It's literally doing this and getting up and doing it. An athlete would obviously be able to get further. The lighter you are to the relationship of the power in your legs, the further you will get.
Yogic flying, then. Here is your related statistic. 36% of Brits think that New Age therapies are utter nonsense. Do you think that's true or false?
I was very skeptical, and then I wasn't feeling well, and they said, try one of those organic coffee enemas. And it worked like $1 million. They threw me out of Starbucks. I can never go back.
But I went to Hong Kong and when I was really ill, and I went to a traditional herbalist Chinese shop, and I went in and trying to communicate. I did that stupid thing that we do, and I went, me, sore, sore, shiver. I don't know why, shiver. You have anything for me? He went, night nurse. No.
See, I recently got attuned in Reiki.
Oh, that's channeling.
It's kind of like a healing energy that you are the channel for. And it's really weird because I think it really works.
Sorry, do you want to buy some magic beans?
You can do Reiki as well, can't you?
I used to be a hippie. I've moved on.
What's that? But Jimmy does Reiki? Yeah. You make her?
Quite right.
What did she look like that was doing the Reiki?
What did she look like?
Yeah, it was like this gorgeous girl doing Reiki over you. Or was that... I think that makes a big difference with a man. If we were both Reiki instructors, who would make you guys feel better? Come on, shut your eyes. Come on, Howie. Shut your eyes so you won't know who does which first. Now, one of us is going on one side, one of us is going to get on the other side.
Right, you're going to what, heal me?
side felt better?
I think the left-hand side felt like it would be slightly more expensive. And the right-hand side felt like if you're on a budget in a hurry, why not? Which side was which?
I was the budget in a hurry. Thanks.
I wish it had gone further, but you were probably thinking of the calories, weren't you? 36% of Brits think new age therapies are utter nonsense. True or false?
36%. I'd say that's true.
I can tell you the answer is true. Yes, 36% of Brits think new age therapies are utter nonsense. It's sad that they're so cynical, but it's probably just because their chakras are closed. Sean, Vic and Eamon, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
You may have met a few people who like doing this sort of thing. Nuisance, I agree, but pretty hard. You have certainly seen thousands like this. They're not a nuisance. They're a real danger. Stop it! Come here. What do you think you're up to? You've probably infected thousands of people already. What do you think this is for? Close your eyes. Now, handkerchief, sneeze. Handkerchief, sneeze. See what I mean? That's the idea.
Well, that was a public information film about sneezing etiquette. Here is your related statistic. 71% of people say that British manners are worse than they've ever been. True or false?
Piss off. I tell you what really upsets me is minicab drivers. You phone up for a minicab to come to your house and they hoot the horn outside your house. They don't come and knock.
Yeah.
They hoot your horn.
Yeah.
And suddenly I just feel like I'm his girlfriend or something. I imagine he's sitting there in his car like... And I'm thinking, don't hoot, come and get me.
People who knock on the door once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he? Oh, take that. Yeah, I can't.
Who does that?
Minicab drivers.
Do they?
If they're not just outside honking the horn, they come in and go... And you go, what is that? There's a pan falling off the shelf.
Joan, do you think we've got better manners than the Americans?
Oh, I think so. Once in the last 21 years, a man opened a car door for me. Once. And we were on the motorway at the time. Had it with you, bitch.
71% of people say that British manners are worse than they've ever been. Do you think that's true or false?
Is it true?
I can tell you that the answer is true. Yes, 71% of Brits think that manners have never been worse. The other day, I stood up for a pregnant woman on the bus. Well, I wasn't going to fight her sitting down. Our next round is Face-Off. We've got 6 well-known Big Brother contestants here in the studio. Nadia, Jade, Shabazz, Eugene, Jane and Mikey. OK. We asked the public which of these housemates would make the best James Bond.
Nadia, master of disguise.
You know, I have to say, my dream come true would be to be a baddie in a James Bond movie, so I can take it. I would love to be.
Octopussy.
Octococky.
What about Jade in Doctor No Idea?
Yeah. Eugene's your gadget man, isn't he?
Now, Eugene's Q. He's not Bond.
Oh, yeah. He'd be like, see this? It looks like a machine gun, but actually, it's a radio.
This is an atomic watch, but when you turn it off, it tells the time.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Bond gadget, Eugene?
I seem to remember there was the watch, as you said, the watch, which had all the gadgets in it, and it had the bomb in it.
Jesus Christ.
What are you going to go for, Dave?
Let's go Jane. Well, there's only one who looks a bit like a James Bond, isn't there? Mikey looks like James Bond, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You never
You're
know,
going
do you?
with Mikey. OK,
Yeah.
fine. Who would you go with?
We'd go for Eugene, I think, Jimmy. I think he would make a less than adequate Bond, which is the best that we can hope for.
Would you kill for your country?
Yeah.
I would. The only problem is I'd probably be late.
Why would you be late?
My timekeeping's appalling.
You've got an atomic watch, man!
Well, I can tell you that you're right. The housemate people thought would make the best Bond is Eugene. We asked the public, which of these housemates would you most like to go on holiday with? Who do you think, out of that motley crew, got the most votes?
Surely there should be a prefix to that, like, if you had to. I'd like to see how Shabazz reacts to turbulence in flight.
Jade, where's your favourite holiday destination?
Dubai.
Where?
Dubai.
Where's that?
I don't know.
It's nice though, is it?
Yeah. I just go to these places. At the end of the day, I don't want to be a geography teacher, so I don't have to know.
Quite right.
It's such a great shame you don't want to be a geography teacher, though, because children are missing out on what would be a hilarious education.
Eugene, have you ever been to Vegas?
Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Yeah, no.
Have you seen the film Rain Man?
Yes.
OK, I think we could make a lot of money.
OK, which housemate would you most likely go on holiday with?
Jade and Jane as well.
So you, Jade and Jane, on holiday together?
Oh, yeah.
That is a Channel 5 programme, and you know it. What would we call it, though?
Armageddon? Well, I'm going to force you to guess now.
Jade.
You're going to go for Jade, are you?
Yeah.
Dave's team?
Well, if it was Safari, Shabazz, that'd be a laugh. Look at the lion! Look at the lion! I'm going to hide its food! Yeah, you do that.
He is his food.
Nadia.
You'd like to go on holiday with Nadia?
Yeah, I could borrow her shoes.
Ah.
Shoes.
You'd like to go on holiday with Nadia?
No,
Simply
I
because
said
she's sitting next to my kids.
I've been on holiday with Mikey, so I went on
Have
the
you?
weekend, so yeah.
Who for? Hello or OK?
Seriously, though, who for?
No one, for myself. And him.
What's the point of that? You had a photographer with you.
No.
What's the point of that?
Okay, go on. What's your final guess?
Shabazz.
You're going to go for Shabazz. Well, I
Yeah.
can tell you that Shabazz, 8% of the public wanted to go on holiday with Shabazz. Or more accurately, filled out the form incorrectly. The top answer was Jade, so you get the points. 35% of the population want to go on holiday with Jade. Jade recently said, I'm sick of the paparazzi, so she's having a deep pan ham and pineapple instead.
George Michael, surely.
He was found slumped at Marble Arch roundabout. And to be fair to him, that is a very tough roundabout to get off. I've been at that roundabout just going, oh, sod this. But I think in some ways it's a metaphorical roundabout for him. One way, it's to go back to his clean-cut pop image. Another way is to carry on having sex in toilets with strangers, taking loads of drugs. And then the other way is Edgware Road. But, the thing I thought was funny was they said they found some sex toys in his boot. And I thought, that's probably jump leads.
Apparently, though, you know, when they opened up the boot and found the sex toys, the gimp mask and the gay porn, he said he was off to a Lib Dem fundraiser on Hampstead Heath.
He slumped unconscious at the wheel and they couldn't rouse him.
They couldn't rouse him?
They couldn't rouse him.
If that happens, have a cuddle and then try again in half an hour.
I mean, he's sort of following the Pete Doherty school of driving, which is just get in a car and just get nicked. I don't know who the hell insures Pete Doherty. How does he get car insurance?
Well, he said to the police, he said, I'm not that much of a junkie anyway, didn't he? Maybe that's how he got car insurance. Not too much of a junkie.
But the other weird thing about Pete Doherty is he's the fattest heroin addict in the world. What's he cutting it with? Utterly butterly. Right, well, let's have a look and see whether George Michael is in our top 5 most talked about things. Yes, it is. People were talking about George Michael's drug bust. George Michael couldn't believe his luck when a man in uniform walked up to his car, knocked on the window and said, "Excuse me, sir, would you mind blowing into this?" George Michael spent yesterday caged in handcuffs and leather restraints, being brutalised by a police truncheon. He's relaxing at home. What else has the nation been talking about this week?
Fat kids. Sorry, childhood obesity, I meant. Childhood obesity, I meant. Well, they've had this government, have had a body appointed, and they've been working 31 experts for 18 months. They're saying, well, we don't know what it is, don't know what the causes are, nutrition, exercise. What it is fat, lazy parents. Get off your fat ass and get the kids out playing in the park.
Yeah, down the park with the pedos, that's the best for kids.
They should leave the fat kids alone. Why make them do sport if they don't like it? They should do something they like double crisps.
I think we should reintroduce into the country coyotes. Because fat kids travel with fat parents. It's their fault. So you get these herds of dobbers, these fat families, and if we had coyotes picking off the stragglers...
Have you considered a career in politics? It does seem odd that they did a big report into the blindingly obvious.
5 quangos for the obese kids. And
5 quangos. And quangos are like 5% fat.
They're going to have health warnings now on crisps. It says, "Oi, fatty, have a banana."
Hasn't McDonald's shut down 25 restaurants this week, didn't they? They shut them down, yeah. But sadly, there were some fat people in. They were like, yeah, lock in.
Obese children were not one of the most talked about things this week. Chris, Sean, Mira?
The pay gap between men and women, that they've done some survey that over a working career, a woman will earn £1 million less than a man.
But they're not taking into account all the extra money you make at bingo.
Yeah, obviously.
There's no point paying us anymore, though, because we would just waste it, wouldn't we?
We would.
Chocolate and see-through knickers.
Yeah.
16% of talent show applicants say they would be prepared to lose a finger for a shot at fame. Is that true or false?
Is that an actual question that you would ask a talent show applicant?
I think it's halfway through the act. People just go, "I'll just chop your finger off. Do something."
I'd do it. What I'd do is I'd chop it off and stick like that and put the finger out my ear like that. That's incredible.
Or you could have it around your neck and use it to point at things. It's just round the corner, just over there.
Funny outside the X Factor auditions, though, going down the back, a bloke with a big bag going, fingers, fingers, come on, you, just bending that. Fingers, come on.
You know, it's illegal to chop your finger off, because it means you're not fit for military service.
Is that true?
Yeah.
How did you come across that nugget of information?
People tell me things and they stay in.
Did you hear that, Nikki?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Of course you weren't.
Do you think there's an escalating scale of what limbs you have to lose to gain a certain degree of fame? Like Heather McCartney?
She lost a whole leg.
But she made a fortune, though.
What's his name? Lost his eyesight.
Plunkett.
These are all things Nikki learned in part 1. It's exciting, isn't it? 16% of talent show applicants say they would be prepared to lose a finger for a shot at fame. True or false?
False.
OK, I can tell you that the answer is in fact true. Oh. All right, calm down.
Well done.
Not a lot of people, though, is it?
Well, I mean, it's quite mental, isn't it? 16% would go, yeah, I'll have a finger off just to sing for Simon Cowell. Of course, once they've done it, they'll have to tend to off like this. Here is your related statistic. 38% of call centre staff claim that their job has helped them find romance. Is that true or false?
Well, they can't find my details. I give them my customer reference, I give them my date of birth, my postcode, my blood group. They can't find
The people that do the cold calling, you know, that ring you, I think that helps their love life, because I always say, go and get
But some people do sound more sexy on the phone.
Often people phone me up and they say, "Can we interest you in double glazing?" I go, "No, but you could certainly take me out to dinner."
Have you ever had phone sex? Fantastic.
I like the fact you know when the call's over.
And your mum walks in the room.
Yeah.
She can't walk in the room, she's on the phone.
You know, in America, all the sex lines start with 900. And the area code for Western Tennessee is 901. So you must get a lot of people in Western Tennessee just getting a misdialed call. What am I wearing? Overalls. My dad, he's right here. Earl, it's for you.
All right. 38% of call centre staff claim that their job has helped them find romance. Is that true or false?
But I think yes.
We think yes.
We think
it's probably
yeah,
true.
Right. OK. I can tell you that the answer is true. Yes. Yes, 38% of call centre staff claim that their job has helped them find romance. Call centres are weird things. Yeah, I need to go from Coventry to Ipswich on Saturday. I better call someone in Bangladesh. They'll know. 16% of bosses have made a decision based on their horoscopes. True or false? The fuck are you people talking about? 16% of bosses have made a decision based on their horoscopes. True or false?
We think it's true.
You think it's true?
Oh, aye.
What do you think?
We think it's false.
I think it's possible, but unlikely.
Thanks for that, Lee. That's really cleared things up.
Really?
I can tell you that the answer is true.
Yay!
Britain's favourite noise.
Is it that honking noise that women's breasts make when you go out?
That last one was Jordan.
Is it a...
That's the biggest hit I've ever seen. OK, it's not that.
It might be.
It isn't. That's Britain's favourite noise.
How about...
What was that?
That's an albatross shitting on Bill Oddie.
You'd be delighted. Albatrosses are quite rare.
They're great,
And
See
you
that?
shat in my
It's just a
face.
favourite.
Go on, what do you think favourite noise
it-
might be? Oh, that is... that you're so close with that.
Oh,
It's to do with...
glug, 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 glug,
Exactly the right answer. Yes, Britain's favourite noise is the glug of wine as it pours into a wine glass. I think that statistic is skewed by the fact that the people most likely to stop and talk to a woman with a clipboard are winos. Next question. Thing most likely to make men cry.
Catching your knob and your zip.
I don't understand how anyone does that. Because normally when I do my trousers up, I've put my penis away. I've had the presence of mind to finish my urination and put the penis away and then do my trousers up. I don't shake it, then go, I forgot to put my penis away. The thing is, though, it would be a miracle if I was in a toilet in the first place, if I was that bleeding stupid. I'd probably be standing in the food hall at Harrods pissing on some cheese.
Thing most likely to make men cry, Griff?
It's a little pony with a very long mane getting separated from its mothers and getting lost in the enchanted forest. And then, after a lot of adventures, finally finding its way back to its mother and the rest of the herd.
Speaking for the older generation, I would have to say that it's accepting that your daughter's friends simply think of you as her dad.
So you're crying because you can't fuck your daughter's friends? High five, Bill Oddie. Come on. That is perhaps the most honest answer we've ever had on this show.
Great image, isn't it? I've just so gone up to Bill Oddie and go, oh, you must be Joanne's dad.
Welcome to Springwatch. I've got some binoculars. I'm in a shed. My daughter's having a sleepover. Should be a hell of a show. OK, thing most likely to make men cry. It's something you do in the kitchen.
Oh, onions.
Onions is exactly the right answer, correct. That sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Bill and Lee have 2 points, but our winners are Dave, Fiona and Griff with 8 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night. Did you know, for example, there are around 44 million bubbles in a bottle of champagne? And that statistic is brought to you by a scientist who was stood up on a date. In 2005, it was made illegal to keep goldfish in goldfish bowls in Italy. So, that's goldfish sorted. Now, organised crime. And the average woman will tell 28,000 lies in her lifetime. I don't know what my girlfriend would make of that. She's out with an old school friend tonight. Apparently, she might have to stay over. Let's get started. Dave, Johnny and Christian, and what else will the nation be talking about this week?
I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. I started. And gripping stuff.
Do you know who they all are, though? I mean,
I watched
Oh,
it
yeah, I
last
don't
night.
care.
I'm still quite puzzled about who they are.
Yeah.
Having watched it.
It should be called I'm a Celebrity. No, honestly, I am. Yeah. I am, yeah, I've got an agent, everything.
Well, Jan Leeming's on. Do you know that?
No, the thing I like about Jan Leeming is that she's obviously full of a lot of the time. She lied about her task and made it out to be a lot worse than it really was. But everybody believes her because she's a newsreader.
Yeah,
and that is the great newsreader's luxury. You can talk total and you'll go, all right.
I don't even know if that's true.
I was actually asked to go on.
Were you?
I get asked every year and I'm that far away from Panto. It's scary.
Go on, would you ever think about it?
I've thought about it, but in really vicious dreams. Just turn up the first night, eat every bit of rice in the camp, stand there looking menacing, and then set your own camp up 10 yards away going, "One of you will die tonight!"
He's a very strange looking man. I saw a bit of it, that David Guest. He looks like a sort of Muppet with alopecia. Just, all the fur's just fallen off slowly, and it's just this weird blob thing.
It does
left
look as
under
if Paul Simon has melted.
He cries through his ears, I think.
You know, one day, all the paper mache things you made at school and discarded will rise up with him and start an army.
Well, let's have a look and see if it's there. What else have people been talking about this week?
Bond. James Bond. He's 007. And I like...
David Guest.
I just like the use of the 007 because I have a lot of trouble with O and 0.
You've missed the point. It's not 0. That's why it's O. That's why it's not just 7. It's 007.
So when you see me go, uh-oh, 7.
Are you a Daniel Craig convert?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It's pathetic, isn't it?
It's
The way they all slagged him off beforehand and then turned around.
Great.
He's a real hunk. He emerges from the water. I can't keep up this facade any longer.
He was in the National Youth Theatre around the same time as me, I think, and he
What? Sorry, I thought we booked Christian Guru Murphy.
I know I was in the National Youth Theatre very briefly, but not as long as he was.
As a newsreader?
He used to get a lot of big parts. Most of the Bonds couldn't act, could they? I mean, but he actually can.
He's stolen a lot of your moves. There's a thing where he punches someone in the neck and it's pure Christian Guru Murphy.
If things had been different...
Classic.
I've seen the film, I was there on the night.
Oh, was it? How did you enjoy the premiere?
Lovely, yeah.
They're not that impressed, are they? You got 4 people in.
I got to go to the premiere as well.
Well, who couldn't go?
No, I did go, and I found myself turning to my brother, who I brought along, and going, oh, for what are we waiting for? And he went, the Queen?
Did she come round with the ice creams?
I don't think she enjoyed it.
Does she sit with everyone, front, middle, or back? I mean, where does she choose to sit?
Front, middle, or back?
No, she's What the Queen does, she sits on a massive throne in front of the screen so no one can see it. She's got a big crown on, she keeps moving it around.
Sure, she was
playing in the nobody saw a thing.
Let's have a look and see if it's there. Yes, it is. The most talked about thing this week. Did you know, for example, 60% of cosmetic surgery patients are disappointed with the results, although they look pleasantly surprised? A quarter of the over 50s are failing to save. It's Control S, you old buffers. And 1 in 4 Brits claims that their post has been lost or stolen. Well, I can reassure you, it was definitely stolen. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. That definitely needed an S on the end of it, didn't it?
Like that, the talking point.
Do the S again. Yeah, it's... Could be one of mine.
Dave, Jade and Chris, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Take that aback with the Inland Revenue Tour, I think it is, basically. It's not front page news, surely to God. They've got... No, the Beatles have got a hit album.
Oh, hang on, there's a lady going through the menopause as we speak.
That's how Take That fans speak.
What?
Newswords, they just go, woo! How are you today? Woo-hoo! You want a cup of tea? Woo!
Childline set up a hotline right after Take That and split up.
In 1996, the Samaritans set up a special helpline for distraught fans.
It's the only time the Samaritans have ever been allowed to use the words, "Oh, grow up." On the phone. Just grow up.
Why are they called Take That? What's the name mean?
On their video, they had this thing saying, if you don't like it, throw it in the bin, take that.
That's my favourite thing you've ever said. Those are the instructions that come with their video.
Well, they said it. I'm honest, I watched it at my caravan with my friends.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
I imagine that was a party. Let's see if Take That at number 1 is up there. Yes, it is. Yes, Take That have returned to the top of the charts. The reunion took longer than expected to put together because no one could remember who Howard was. They spent 6 months rehearsing with a bloke from the Halifax advert. Vic, Sean and John, what have the nation been talking about this week?
I think they're talking about Michael Grade going from the BBC over to ITV. You know, they're saying he got something like 8 million, and he's saying he didn't do it for the money.
No.
Rubbish.
He's genuinely saying that, though. He's kind of come out in the press and gone, it's not about the money.
I don't do a job for the money. What the hell do you do it for?
He said he did it for the challenge. The challenge being getting all that money home in a wheelbarrow.
ITV said it was a real coup. It's not, is it?
No.
A real coup would be when ITV's tanks actually roll into Television Centre. That'll be...
a real coup.
That'll be an actual coup.
ITV have done it because ITV apparently is not doing very well at the moment. So they've stolen Chief from Channel 1. Stolen, Chief from Channel 1 to come over and do it. But what really muddles my brain is...
What muddles your brain?
No, what muddles my brain is if they've got all that money to offer him, why don't they just make better TV programmes?
I hope he finally ends Coronation Street, because this first series is really dragging on.
You know what he's doing to Coronation Street?
What?
He's changing. He's going to be CSI Weatherfield. Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, indeed it is. Yes, Michael Grade has announced he's moving to ITV. ITV needs him. They're in trouble. I tried to tape the Mint the other night, and my Sky Plus box started crying.
I would imagine World Cup.
World Cup.
Stick him in Echo, you know what I mean? It's been going on a week, no real surprises, apart from Sven's tactics. He's a clown, isn't he? The man's a clown. I mean, all right, we're through, aren't we? We're through to the last 16, but it makes you think, doesn't it? We play Sweden next, so he's got probably Rooney in goal. Ulrika up front. I don't know, I'm just guessing.
But mind, the Germans have been trying to put off, haven't they, with having all that slagging stuff off with Beckham's family, yeah?
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Yeah, when they were saying... They said that his mother was a 50-year-old, fat-armed peasant who drinks sangria. So she'd be right up Wayne Rooney's street, then.
They called the Beckham's children dwarves, which is just stupid. They're children. Wait till they grow up, then call them dwarves. It's just stupid. It's calling children dwarves. It's a bit like calling a baby. Goes a baby going, "Oi, you bald Baldy!"
Did you see this, Julian? They slagged off his family in the paper.
Whose family?
Well, David Beckham's family being in the German press. They've slagged off his family. They've said they're not very nice. It's horrible.
Oh, well, no, I'm a seaman.
I went to the World Cup, actually. I went last weekend. The England fans were very well behaved. There was a few Polish fans arrested for doing Sieg Heils, because that's illegal in Germany. You're not allowed to do a Sieg Heil. And you can get 2 weeks in jail for goose stepping, which isn't a problem for most England fans, because they walk like ducks.
The thing with the Sieg Heiling, did you hail a cab while you were out there?
Yeah.
Is there
2 arms.
I've been saying that about England. Brazil only won 1-0, the favourites, 5-1 favourites. They took Ronaldo off. Did you see that? Took Ronaldo off because he was too fat. He's enormous, isn't he? And the coach said, this is the first step. We've got 6 more steps now. And I thought, well, he'll not get up them. You're going to need a chairlift. Get him up them.
Well, let's have a look and see whether the World Cup is one of the top 5 most talked about things this week. Oh, yes, of course it is. Sven-Goran Eriksson has lifted the sex ban for England players, despite Colleen McLaughlin's desperate pleas. A German newspaper this week attacked David Beckham's family. The paper called his sister a pig, said his mother had the smile of a peasant and that his father was nothing more than a kitchen fitter. Beckham was furious. He said he also does bathrooms. Sean Steen, what have the nation been talking about this week?
The Big Brother.
Are you a fan?
I do watch it, yes. I'm fascinated.
They've been in 5 weeks, which is like more than you get for murder these days, isn't it? So it's...
Who's your favourite?
Oh, I sort of love to hate people in it, so Grace at the moment. I think what it is she's no idea how unbearable she is. She thinks, really, she's quite a nice person.
And in fact is a massive bitch.
You just wish there was somewhere we could all phone up and get her kicked out, don't you?
If only we could have a say.
You want them to sort of have sex, that's the thing, isn't it? They get them in the house and they want them to have sex. And then they fuzz it out.
They fuzz it out?
Yeah, they're doing it.
That's foreplay, isn't it?
Is that you doing foreplay?
Yeah, that's basically how I do it.
Waves that woman before.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
This week they went in with a golden
Easiest route.
ticket. The Kit Kat thing.
Yeah.
They might shoot the winner through the roof of the Big Brother house in a glass lift, like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And it lands on a spike.
I think what they should do is switch the cameras off and don't tell them.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
They twat them out for another 8 weeks, and everyone that gets voted out, they come out, and there's not even a minicab driver there.
The problem with that is it's such a good idea, I'd want to see it on telly. Sally, you watching Big Brother?
No, I've made an absolute pact not to watch it.
Well, I'm the same with Corrie.
I like the celebrity one.
Yeah, no,
That's
it
great.
is kind of tragic, but that's kind of what I like about it.
Is it? Would you ever do it like Celebrity Big Brother?
No, I wouldn't fancy that. I wouldn't want to sleep in a sort of dormitory arrangement with who knows who next to you.
There's no chance of finding me in there.
You might be innocently eating your Kit Kat and find a ticket, although whether or not you could manage 4 fingers is anyone's guess.
I feel I'm violated by a pun.
Well, is it a top 5 talking point? Let's have a look. Yes, Big Brother is the 3rd most talked about thing this week. When Grace leaves the house, she's most looking forward to having some booze. That shouldn't be a problem. What else have the nation been talking about?
Is it the Queen's birthday? God bless her, 80-year-old.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because I was driving through Windsor and on a roundabout they had a big sheet. Happy 80th.
Does she have 2 birthdays as well?
She does, which explains why she looks so old.
I'd love her to get to 80 and just get leathered. Show her ass or something.
See her kind of holding the bar up, down in Zambuca shots.
All she'll probably do is say, thank you very much, have a cup of tea, go out the back and strangle a pheasant. That's what she enjoys. Yeah, I love that picture of her just finishing off a pheasant. Just going,
And it'd be great.
just looking around, makes no one's looking at it. Apparently her excuse for it, she said, was he put it out of its misery. I thought they were quite happy living in the woods.
Philip says he's going out the back choking a pheasant, means something completely different.
Well, the front page of every paper I've seen is the soft sentencing by judges. The naming, the Sun has been naming and shaming judges, and they're showing pictures of judges, which I don't think is going to work because, because they've all got 17th century wigs on. They're not going to get a lot of hassle in the street. In fact, the only time they're going to get recognised is if you're facing them in court, and you're hardly likely to go, you're that soft judge who gives out all those really lenient sentences. And I think you're doing a great job.
53 people, is it, since 2000 have been released. They've served like 4, 5, 6 years. And they were sentenced to life imprisonment. It's like the life of what? Hamster? What? Oh, are we sentencing people in dog years?
The trouble is, if nothing means what it says, if life doesn't mean life and 6 years doesn't mean 6 years, you might as well bring back hanging, but it doesn't mean hanging, just means you have to wear a scarf for a while.
what happened to all the crazy judges? All the mad judges just go like 30 years.
Send them down.
Hasn't started. Haven't even started yet, Your Honour. 10 years. Shut up.
Isolate.
50 years. Who wants it? Mad judges.
21% of men admit to having done something that put their life in danger in order to impress a woman. True or false?
I think it's false, because I think it's higher. Because I think men think that switching off the PlayStation is putting their life in danger.
Julian, has a man ever done anything to impress you?
He did come round to my house driving a Fiat. That did the trick.
Have you?
What, have I ever done anything to impress women?
Watch loose women.
I think the best way to impress women is take her to a car boot sale. Get anything you want. Money's no object.
You silver-tongued you.
That glove, have it. There's a dashboard from a Vauxhall Viva there. Take it away, it's yours.
21% of men admit having done something to put their life in danger in order to impress a woman. True or false?
It's true.
Well, I can tell you that the answer is true. 21% of men have done something to put their life in danger to impress a woman. Once, driving a girl home, I turned into traffic without checking the blind spot properly. Man, she was turned on.